What's up, everybody? The House has just voted on and approved the $2,000 stimulus checks that Trump demanded. They are also including $2,000 checks for dependents as well. However, it will still need Republicans' approval in the Senate in order to be fully approved. Let's discuss what happens next. We'll also cover when you'll receive your smaller stimulus check and the unemployment boost as well, plus stimulus that Biden is expected to approve for those on Social Security. Do you think Congress should stop getting paychecks until they send the $2,000 stimulus checks? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Andrew, and thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Don't forget to like this video if you like this content and subscribe. I'll be posting updates almost daily. Okay, we're going to discuss the $2,000 checks in just 2 minutes. But first, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Webull. They've partnered with me to provide free stocks for my viewers, valued up to $1,600. It's completely free and takes 2 minutes. All you need to do is open an account using my link. The link is in the description of this video, just below the like button. Feel free to sell the stocks immediately to use the money if you'd like. Just make sure to open an account and then click on the green button that says Get Free Stocks. Okay, let's see what President Trump and other top government officials said today, and then we'll get right into stimulus details. Bernie Sanders is urging Congress, specifically Republicans, to approve these larger $2,000 stimulus checks. He said, "At a time when so many people are facing economic depression, the $600 direct payment is a step forward, but it is not enough. We need to increase the direct payment to $2,000. Biden wants it, Trump wants it, Pelosi wants it, and even Schumer wants it. Now Congress must vote to do it." He is calling out Republicans because at this point, the Senate Republicans, and specifically Mitch McConnell, who is their leader, is the only thing standing in the way of these $2,000 stimulus checks. Nancy Pelosi, again, she said that we are going to a vote, and as I made this video, that it was actually just approved in the House, and she is urging Republicans to approve this as well. She said, "The president must immediately call on congressional Republicans to end their obstruction and to join him and Democrats in support of our standalone legislation to increase direct payment checks to $2,000, which will be brought to the floor tomorrow." Of course, she posted that yesterday that was already brought to the floor and officially approved in the House. Now we'll have to wait and see how McConnell and Republicans respond. But more on that in just a minute. First, let's see exactly what Joe Biden had to say today. He held a press conference today. And guys, I don't like to take sides, but I'm going to call out Joe Biden. He did not even mention the stimulus package or the fact that he will approve even larger stimulus checks, which he has promised to us for months. Now, a couple of days ago, he reiterated, now, even though Congress has approved these smaller checks, he will still send another round of stimulus checks, but his press conference today solely focused on national security, and that's fine. I get that every single press conference cannot be about stimulus, but he should have at least mentioned it just to keep us all at peace and let us know that he will still keep his promise and approve these larger checks. Now, that being said, he does support these larger $2,000 checks being passed. Let's see what Donald Trump had to say, and then we'll jump right into details on what happens next with these $2,000 stimulus checks. Now, Donald Trump has been a little bit quiet on Twitter since he approved the smaller stimulus package. Now, he did retweet today what Lindsey Graham said a couple of days ago, which is that Congress will vote not only on larger stimulus checks, which is what Trump wanted, but also on repealing Section 230, which is also something Trump wanted. Now, best case scenario here is that Trump has a back-end deal with Republicans and McConnell to pass larger stimulus checks and repeal Section 230. That's our best case scenario here. We still do not have any response from Mitch McConnell, but we should have something either tonight or tomorrow, and I will have an update on exactly how Republicans respond. Just to clarify, Section 230 is something that Trump wants to get repealed for two reasons. One, it may allow him to sue social media companies like Twitter and Instagram for censoring his comments. And two, he also thinks it will help stop spread misinformation that other countries like China and Russia have been using in order to confuse people during elections. But with that said, guys, we're not exactly sure what the implications of that are, but the fact that he has mentioned this makes it almost seem like Trump had a back-end deal to get Republicans to approve larger stimulus checks and repeal Section 230. Of course, Democrats would have to be on board as well. But again, this is all speculation at this point. But let's see exactly what Mitch McConnell has said recently. He is celebrating the smaller stimulus package. Guys, now, and let me know in the comments if you like Mitch McConnell. I know nobody is happy or satisfied with these small $600 checks, but he is celebrating this. He said, "I applaud the president's decision to get billions of dollars to crucial relief out the door and into the hands of American families." But he has not yet commented on the $2,000 checks. Now, again, Democrats only agreed to approve the smaller stimulus package with the context that Biden plans to approve a massive stimulus package next year, which will include larger stimulus checks, student loan forgiveness, an even larger unemployment boost, and $200 per month for those on Social Security. And just to recap, the smaller package that was just approved includes $600 checks for adults and child dependents, the unemployment boost of $300 per week, $300 billion for small businesses, $25 billion for rental assistance, as well as more money for schools and colleges to adapt to the pandemic. So now we'll have to wait and see, how will Mitch McConnell respond, and will he approve the $2,000 stimulus checks that Democrats just approved in the House? Now, Mitch McConnell is apparently happy with the smaller bill, but will he approve the larger $2,000 checks? Now, a couple of things. Not only is the fact that Trump wants this Section 230 repealed something he might use as leverage, but the fact that there are still 2 Senate seats up for election in Georgia, that could tip the scales towards the $2,000 checks. Now, Mitch McConnell is on record as saying that the fact that no stimulus package was approved was one reason that Republican senators might lose those seats in Georgia. And if they lose both of those seats, they will lose control of the Senate. And Mitch McConnell and all Republicans do not want this, because at that point, Democrats would control the Senate, the House, and the White House, guys. So our best hope to get these $2,000 checks approved is if McConnell thinks he needs to do this in order to win those 2 Senate seats in Georgia. And as of now, it is being reported that those 2 seats are in a dead heat and they are too close to call. So basically, it is a toss-up. Democrats have a chance of winning both of these seats, guys. But by the time you're watching this video, these $2,000 checks have been approved in the House, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens with Republicans in the Senate. I'll have a follow-up video in the next few hours detailing Republicans' reaction to the votes and what the odds are that they will approve this in the Senate as well. But for now, we just have to wait and see. In regards to the smaller $600 stimulus check, let's cover expected payment dates and what you should do to make sure you receive your checks. I also want to reiterate that in regards to the unemployment boost, you should use your unemployment insurance portal as your main resource for payment dates. Each state will be different. Most people should receive their unemployment payments within 2 weeks. And again, just to recap, if you're single and you made less than $75,000 last year, or if you're married and you made less than $150,000 as a couple, you will receive the full stimulus checks. Anything above that, you'll begin to be phased down and get less and less, up to $87,000 for those who are single and $174,000 for those who are married. Anything above that, you will not receive any type of stimulus. As far as estimated payment dates, now the majority of Americans are expected to receive these stimulus checks in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now, to clarify, if you have direct deposit and you received direct deposit in the first stimulus check, you should begin receiving payments next week, as early as January 4th. But based on the first round of stimulus checks, the reported date usually was about 2 to 3 days behind. So expect to receive your stimulus checks mid to late next week if you have direct deposit set up. Now, if you're getting paper checks, those will begin to be sent the week after that, around January 11th, and those are going to be in waves. And it is expected to take about 2 weeks to mail out all of those checks, as well as those debit card payments. Now, one thing I want to point out is some people are speculating that the fact that the bill was written in a certain way means that if these payments are not sent out by January 15th, you will have to claim them on your 2020 taxes when you file your tax return this year. Now, it's not 100% clear if that's true, but the best thing you can do is track exactly where your stimulus check is. The way you can do this is by Googling IRS/getmypayments. The first thing that comes up should be this website. Now, as of now, unfortunately, this website is still down, but guys, check it daily. It should be up soon, and it will help you track your payments. Now, as far as making sure you actually receive your payments, first of all, if you got direct deposit in the first one, you should receive it that way as well this time. But if your bank account has changed, You will not receive that check, obviously, electronically, and it is too late to change your bank account information. So the best thing you can do at that point, if your bank information has changed since the first check, is to make sure that your address is correct. Now, the best way you can make sure that your address is up to date is by Googling irs.gov change my address. Now, the first link that comes up should be this one, which shows you exactly how to make sure you can check your address and change it if need be. Now, the easiest way to do this is simply just to call their number. They're going to verify your identity and then allow you to change your address. Now, this applies to those who have either moved since they received their first stimulus check or have had their bank account changed. Again, if your bank account has changed since you received the first check, you should update your address because your check will be mailed this time. Or if you have moved since you received your last stimulus check, you should update it as well. But you could do it over the phone, or you could fill out a couple of forms, and that is all provided directly on the irs.gov website. This will ensure that you receive your stimulus checks. Now, if for any reason you still don't receive your checks, the next step is just to claim this on your taxes. Now, your CPA or your tax preparer should be able to get this as a tax credit on your tax return, and you should receive it then as a tax refund. That is a worst case scenario, but just so you know, that is the next steps if you don't receive your stimulus check before you file your taxes. Okay guys, I also want to cover rental assistance because tens of millions of people are behind on their rents, and this stimulus bill included $25 billion in emergency rental relief and extended the eviction moratorium. Now, it only extended the moratorium until the end of January, but Biden is expected to then extend it more. We're still not sure exactly how long he'll extend it, but he has been on record as saying that he wants to extend it as long as the pandemic is still here, which most of us expect that to be the majority of 2021, if not longer. Now, how exactly will this work? When will you receive this rental assistance, and who qualifies? Well, the good news is that tenants will be able to directly apply for this. Originally, we thought only landlords would be able to apply, but it has been released that tenants will be able to directly apply for this. Now, unfortunately, a lot like the unemployment, each state will be different, and even each county will be different. So the best thing you can do is Google your county and then Google rental assistance. And that should lead you to the right place in order to fill out these forms. Now, it is expected that most states will take 3 weeks to 3 months to fully implement these payments. I know that's ridiculous that it would take that long, but this is why Biden is expected to extend that eviction moratorium. Now, as far as who qualifies, now the government wants to make sure that those who most need this help will get it first. Now, because of that, your income has to be below 80% of the area median income. Basically, you have to make less than the average person in your area. Specifically, your income has to be at least 20% less than the average income in your area. Not only that, you have to have been affected by the pandemic. They essentially just don't want people to apply for this who don't really need it. So you basically have to be able to certify that either you're on unemployment, you lost some of your income due to the pandemic, or you're having some kind of financial hardship because of the pandemic. Now, nowadays, it's not too difficult to do that, but I think we can all agree that this money should just go to those who need it, guys. But there you have it, guys. That's who qualifies. And we should have updates daily as far as how exactly to apply for this as more and more states release guidance. It's a little bit early, so we still don't have guidance on many states or counties yet, but I will have updates daily. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. We will have updates daily on the $2,000 stimulus checks, as well as how to make sure you get the rental assistance, unemployment boost, and other forms of stimulus. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. It really means the world to me, and I really do appreciate every single view. I've had so many comments from people who truly deserve the help, hardworking Americans who have paid taxes their entire lives, and the least they deserve is a stimulus check in the middle of a pandemic, guys. But stay strong out there and keep taking steps towards a better tomorrow. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.